You didn't need to do that. We don't have microphones.
Right. Never mind. What's going on, guys? My name is not Cisco.
My name is not Woo.
I'm just actually mad. Now I'm actually upset.
I told you the last one that I was going to say everybody's name.
But mine. I'm actually offended. But regardless, moving on from that insult, we are going to be answering the most frequently asked questions on our live streams and on our social media. Yeah. That is going to be the topic for today. So these are all the questions we've compiled, at least the most common that I've seen.
Yeah, so we're going to elaborate a little bit more because during the live streams and on social media, it's very difficult to give a more elaborate explanation or answer for you guys, and we want to give you guys the opportunity, especially since this gets asked a lot. So if we tell you to watch this video, you're welcome.
There you go. Right? Because bear in mind, I will actually, during my live streams, answer these questions more than one occasion per live stream. Right?
Absolutely.
At a certain point, I'll just not answer it, or as detailed as I did the first couple times. Yep. Just because, I already explained it at that point. You can always go back and actually watch further back in the live stream. But, if you asked your question during one of my streams and you weren't able to get the answer, maybe you joined in late.
Yep.
Right? There you go. This is going to be the perfect opportunity for you to go ahead and get your explanation.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we compiled a short list of the most frequently asked questions of you guys, just to make it clear. So this podcast is going to be a little bit short, but hopefully it gives you the answer that you are looking for.
Remember, guys, before we continue answering these questions, make sure to go ahead and place your orders through Airsoft GI, the only Airsoft retailer that rewards your $20 plus order with a chance to win a shopping spree giveaway. The last 4 times at the time of this video is going to be released, the last 4 times that we've done a shopping spree giveaway, the winners were actually present 4 times in a row, and that absolutely
That's
can be
4 weeks.
There you go.
4 winners back to back to back to back. It's absolutely insane. And they, I believe all of them took advantage of some type of promo that we ran during our live stream or during on social media and stuff. So make sure you guys subscribe, tune into our live streams, and you follow us on all of our social media so you guys are in the nose and you guys can take advantage of special promos that we run.
Not only that, we are going to be just a few days away, by the time this podcast releases, just a few days away from BB Wars Air Raid Revival. Tickets are still going to be available right now for both Rebels and for the Empire for $50.
Yeah.
That's an automatic entry into the shopping spree giveaway, in addition to an entry into an awesome Airsoft event hosted at SC Village October 21st, so you don't want to miss out, because remember, walk-ons are not going to be allowed.
Absolutely. I'm excited. So, Isaiah, what is the first question on this list?
I'm pretty sure you already, obviously, besides the point that it's written down right here, spoilers, it's all right here.
I didn't read it yet.
So. We usually have notes, right? But this is the most common.
Can I guess?
Sure, guess.
It's either what is the best airsoft gun under a certain price point, or what's the best airsoft gun overall?
Actually, yeah, it's the second one.
Yeah.
It's a 100%. Every time, and I get it, right? Especially for a lot of newer viewers, right? What is the best airsoft gun, just period, right?
Yeah.
We can elaborate that further, right? And then sometimes it can be, what's the best airsoft gun under $200?
Yep.
Under $300? Under $100?
Yep.
Right? It really depends on the person asking, but generally, what is the best airsoft gun, right?
Yep. And that is a very loaded question, especially as general of a statement that is. We get that question asked the most frequently, so it does definitely come down to your budget. And what you're looking for specifically.
Your expectations.
Yeah, exactly. Like what features you want out of the gun, the build material of the gun, and your set price point, what you're willing to spend on the airsoft gun, because they come in all shapes and sizes and different price points. If we're looking for... see, again, I'm starting to dissect it multiples in my mind. Like, what's the best gun under $200? What's the best gun under $300?
So it really depends, right? Because there's not going to be any one gun that's going to be okay, this is going to fit everyone's niche, right?
I'd argue that, because right here, the MGC4.
It actually doesn't, even though that this is arguably, honestly, I would say hands down the best airsoft gun of 2023. Honestly, just airsoft to airsoft. That's even beyond, right? I would say that this actually isn't perfect if you were more into historical guns.
That's accurate.
Right? Again, it really depends on what you define as the best. This is the best example I like to give. Someone who is into doing any sort of impression kits, more historic loadouts, is not going to bat an eye at an MGC4.
Yep.
Right? They might be impressed by the performance, for sure. Anyone can, objectively. It's the best performing AEG for the money. But with that said, it doesn't have the aesthetic needed for a more historical role, right? And that's kind of the biggest thing. Everyone has their own niche. No one's ever going to be like 100% happy across the board, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I would say though, just in general, yes, MGC4, yes, would be like a hot contender for sure in terms of just current contemporary airsoft rifles. But again, just depends on what you're looking for, depends on what your needs are, and you're right, the budget. Because the budget can really dictate what also goes into a rifle. $300 rifle may not always be the same as a $100 rifle.
Absolutely. And so I guess for the sake of generalizing everyone into like multiple categories, I'll do it under certain budgets. So if you're going for airsoft gun under $100, I'd probably say go for something like a double eagle tri-shot shotgun.
My man, that's what I was going for too. That's what I was gonna say.
It's gonna be around $60. That's a solid airsoft gun. It is an actual shotgun which shoots 3 shots per trigger pull. It performs great. They're very reliable. Under $100, it's a solid airsoft gun. Under $200, now that's where you start to get into more variety, because there are a lot of airsoft guns that were geared for budget while still being competitive in mind. Guns that I would recommend are any of the Lynch Tactical Gen 2 or even the
Specna Arms.
Specna Arms.
Because they're coming from the same factory, guys. It's the same shit.
Yeah, it's the same factory. And they are retailing, I think, the lowest for like the Lynch Tactical Gen 2 Core series without the battery and charger go for like $150. Even some base
169.
169, sorry.
Hey.
Yeah, and then even the Spectre Arms go for about $169 as well.
59. It's like $10 cheaper.
Something like that. And
I don't know why the $10 difference.
You can get like the more basic models of Lynch Tactical Gen 2 with the battery and charger for still like $180.
There are some that are actually even cheaper than that too.
Really?
Yeah. There are still some if you dig far enough, like the LT. I want to say the LT02 or LT04.
Oh yeah, like the basic M4A1s.
Yeah. Those are like real rudimentary, right? Real standard.
Rudimentary.
I love that word. Real rudimentary.
Is that on your SAT world?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Right. Bare minimum, bare bones. But hey, it gets you what you need. Honestly, like that's a pretty solid list. Honestly, for like under 200. The only one gun I would say I want to add to the under 100 is Golden Eagle 1911s. Because they're like $80.
Okay, yeah, I was definitely recommending like AEGs.
But I would assume for primary. For the most part, tri-shot shotguns, goated, man.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. And then going under the $300 price point, that's where you can get a little bit more fancier in terms of electronics and internal features upgrades. Well, this one's a little bit over. But guns like the Lance Tactical Gen 3, the classic Army Skirmish, even some of the
Arcturus.
The Arcturus NY or polymer guns. Those all have like some features that are really good, like a Type 1 inner barrel, rotary hop-up unit. With the Gen 3s and the classic Army Skirmish, they have programmable ETUs, MOSFETs that you can run an 11.1 LiPo very reliably and be able to program your airsoft gun as well. And honestly, those 3 brands of those airsoft guns are going to be sitting like under $250.
Yeah.
So
the only ones that go like a little bit over, like start at $250, would be KWA, like their KWA original series.
Oh yeah,
those I love. I love those guns.
I definitely slept on that just now. The KWA original series is actually very solid as well. Those ones are going to start at about $250. I think there's some that go up to
$280.
$280.
I think the Eve 9 is the most expensive one.
Yeah, I think so. The $280. Yeah, so those are actually really good. And then what else? What other brands do you think are around the $300 price point?
$300 and under. I mean, there are some G&Gs that you can get under there.
Yeah.
If again, there's still going to be a lot of G&G diehard fans out there. So yeah, we got to mention that.
Yep.
Right. But honestly, I think we nailed we hit the nail right on the head, right? Which is Arcturus, right? Heavy hitter, right? Lance Tactical with their Gen 3s, a solid big swinger hit.
Yeah.
Even some Specna Arms too are going to be under that price range as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You'll get some of the Flex series that have the metal rail. Which and like extra features like the low power spring, which is really cool. Like there are plenty of airsoft guns, but I think once you start getting past $300, that's where
that's what we consider high end.
Yeah, high end, but also like you can kind of like get rid of the weeds a little bit more, because there are going to be airsoft guns past 300 that, in my opinion,
they're not really worth 300 anymore.
They're not really worth 300, but I think like 300 and up, we'll just say all high-end guns.
Yeah.
Pretty arguable. You're going to get comparable performance between all those brands. It just depends on what they offer and what they're set at the price point. Like the VFC Elite Force Avalons or like the BCM MCMR, those are going to be around like the $400 to $500 price point.
Pretty pricey.
Yeah, they're pretty pricey, but you do get a very nice finish on those airsoft guns. They're only by VFC. They've been around for a while. You can upgrade them with whatever you want.
With the BCM, you are paying for that licensing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But then, you go maybe a little bit more affordable with like the KWA Ronin and QRF series. Those ones are going to be around like 360 to 420-ish in range. You can get like adjustable FPS or electric recoil. Those are definitely features that are offered as a premium with KWA. But if you're trying to like stay on the lower end of $300, of course, the MGC4. Like, it's been built by airsofters.
The two guns that I would say, if you want the best bang for your buck in a high-end AEG, number one is going to be the MGC4, whether you go with the Mark 1 Enhanced or you go with the Mark II. I'm more partial to the Mark II, but I know the Mark 1 has its fans out there. Both are going to be insanely good airsoft guns, right?
Yep.
The only other substitute I would suggest, not even really a substitute, because it doesn't do the same job. It's good, but it's not MGC4 good, but still better than a lot of other brands out there. Zion Arms, the R15.
Oh, you know what? Zion Arms is definitely up there as well.
And they offer multiple varieties. I forgot about them, actually. They make a few of their guns under $300 as well.
Yeah. Yeah, actually they do. The
original PW9, the original? Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually crazy because, we kind of stole from Zion Arms because we are using the Zion Arms.
Oh, no, 100%.
Yeah, but, it definitely, I would say honestly, they're fairly different as well. We do have a different, more powerful motor in the MGC4. But they have the really, really dope receiver set. The Zion Arms receiver set is
beautiful.
Super, super clean. And it gives like a completely different look to an airsoft gun while still giving like very good performance. I believe the original R15 is $325.
Yeah.
So it does have an officially licensed rail from R&D Precision. And you still get amazing performance. But, the MGC4 Mark 1 and Mark 2, they're more of the base, like M4 Forge style receivers. But, I recommend this not only is it my gun, you know what I'm saying? But, but it's something that we work not only with each other, not only with the factory, but I mentioned it before, with you guys, everyone that's watching. We took all of your feedback and it helped us create this airsoft gun.
Literally an airsoft gun built for airsofters, built by airsofters.
Yep.
That was literally the whole thing, the idea behind the development of this airsoft gun. We wanted to make something that was attainable in price point.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you guys wanted to, when we unveiled the original MGC4, you guys wanted even more performance, so we said, sure, why not? We did have to increase the price a little bit,
yep.
But honestly, all things considered, when you compare this this model, right, the MGC4 Mark 1, even the Mark 2, when you compare them to other high-end AEGs on the market, you really can't find anything that can compare to it. I know some people would say like maybe the Specna Arms, the Edge 2.0s,
yep.
Which, yeah, I can see that, right? That puts up a good fight.
It does.
But I'm going to say it, this still outperforms it. Like seeing him perform, on the field side to side, this still outperforms it.
Man, it's definitely really debatable because I do hold the Edge 2.0 series.
And high esteem for sure.
Yeah, exactly. But I would say the MGC4, especially at its price point, at this one's $305. Which, by the way, there are new limited edition colors available for pre-order right now. Make sure you secure yours because there's only 20 pieces of each of these. There's all bronze, a dual tone of black and bronze with a bronze rail, and a
black and red
black receiver rail set with red accents. So that's going to have the trigger, the selector, the outer barrel, the buffer tube, the castle nut. All of that is going to be red. Those are all actually retailing for the same price as the original MGC4. And this is actually starting to run low, so if you're very interested in it, I would recommend hopping on it. But we've compared this to other airsoft guns of higher price point and it being able to outperform. So yeah, we compared it to classic Army, the Nemesis line. We compared it to the KWA.
Bear in mind, it's not like we don't like any of these brands either. No, absolutely.
Oh, no.
I love the Nemesis line. I love KWA internals.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've been solid. Again, KWA is one of those brands. Even if you get one of the more basic models, or even their KWA original stuff, it's all solid and competitive out of the box. You don't need to touch anything of the internals.
Absolutely. Just one thing, Isaiah said, we hold all of these guns that we compare it to in high regards because these are guns that we actually really love. So there was like the KWA Ronin series, both the VM4 and the RM4. The VFC Avalons and the BCM MCMR, same internal spec. The classic Army Nemesis and like Design Arms. I mean, we took Design Arms Nebula MOSFET, so it is what it is. But the reason we compared them was because we wanted to take some of the best features or qualities from those airsoft guns and move them into like a platform all-in-one. Now, I will say that even though we've done that, these specific airsoft guns do shine in other places where the MGC4 might be lacking. Like the VFC external finish, the quality on it, still hands down probably the best in airsoft, period.
If in terms of like just gameplay or immersive experience, KWA takes it too.
No,
right?
absolutely.
KWA takes it with their RM4 series, just their kinetic feedback system. It's just unbeat, right? The only gun that I feel like that kind of comes close to it in terms of both performance and just satisfaction when shooting it would probably be the Tokyo Marui Next Generation Recoil Shocks. But even then, I would say the KWA like electric blowback just can't, or their electric recoil system cannot be beat.
Yeah, no, because I owned both. KWA did, their recoil system was harder kicking than Tokyo Marui, even after you upgraded, but then you're upgrading it versus a stock gun, right? So it is what it is in terms of that. But yeah, like considering all of these airsoft guns we mentioned are $400+, right? Again, you still get their reliable performance and durability and quality across the board, but this is like
offers that and more.
It's offering that and more in some aspects, while still being $300, $305 for the Mark 1, $315 for the Mark 2. So, I would highly recommend this. Oh my goodness, I would highly recommend this to anybody. But we have offered quite a few different brands for the best airsoft gun. But again, take it with a grain of salt. Do a little bit of research to what you are looking for specifically and at your specific price point, and work within those parameters.
Yeah, so, no, 100%. That's like golden advice right there. Mm-hmm. Now the next question, do you want to take a stab at this one? What do you think it is? Because I get this one quite a bit actually on my live streams.
You get this one quite a bit?
And if no one in the chat mentions it, Boss Man mentions it.
Boss Man mentions it. No, if Boss Man's mentioning it, it's probably not gear. Well, I mean, that has been mentioned a lot, but it's probably comparing it to like Tokyo Marui or Krytac.
It is a Krytac question.
Oh, is it?
So, basically, it's like, what do you think about like a comparison video or a comparison question where it's like, what's better? This is right. But number one, it always ends up gravitating. What's your opinion of Krytac?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Now I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one first. I want to just quickly, we got a few other questions we got to go through. But what is your opinion of Krytac?
Krytac, they came out hot. They make good airsoft guns, but they're dated, and even though they still perform good for what they are, there are other guns out there like the MGC4 that will outperform it nowadays for less money.
No, I 100% agree with that. Like, if you gave me a choice, deadass, I'm actually not even joking with you. Like, all bullshit aside, like, I don't care if you guys think I'm biased. I do not care. I'm gonna give you my take. If I were given the choice, right, whether I was gonna be given a free Krytac or a free, and I do mean like bare bones, just standard issue M4A1 Gen 2 Lancer Tactical, I would pick if I was be given a choice to be given one for free, I'd pick the Gen 2. Here's why. I already know it's going to outshoot the Krytac in terms of range. We've already tested this out.
Yeah, that's true. It does outperform in range and accuracy.
And at the end of the day, if you have the range over someone, that's a huge advantage you have over most of the player base there. Right? I'm not saying that like in terms of like quality of the receiver themselves, and even then you can make the argument against Krytac because what do we know? You drop a Krytac once, where's it gonna crack?
Mm-hmm. Right at the rear, right here. This is where it cracks.
The end of the lower receiver. It's always gonna crack.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't used to do that. My original Krytac didn't do that, but at one point at a certain year they just started doing that. I don't know if they changed materials or something. I do know the molds for their gearboxes are starting to get not even started. They're really beat up now, so I've heard a lot more QC things. But I have heard that Krytac has been trying to improve it, and again, I do really like Krytac as well. I hold them in high regards. We've said that multiple times. But I think they need to get with the times.
No, same. Like they were like held in such a high esteem when they came out, and that is what you would come to expect for a high. That's like the bare minimum of what you should get from a high-end airsoft gun, right? That is literally what you need to get bare minimum. If it doesn't at least offer any of these things, it's like way overpriced. But at its current price point, I don't know if I can honestly say it's worth it, really, at the end of the day.
That's the main thing, too, because they're sitting at around $370-ish, give or take.
Hell, even if you don't like my example of going with a Gen 2 over that, fine. Go with a Katie Boy Original. Go with a Katie Boy Original, it's going to perform the same. Like, literally, dead ass, it is going to perform
for $100 cheaper.
For $100 cheaper. Right, there you go. And if you don't like Lancer for whatever reason, you just don't like the name for whatever reason, or you got personal bias against them, fine. Go with KWA. You can definitely get a better deal out there.
Well, honestly, I do think even like the Classic Army ECS or Arcturus will be able to outperform too in terms of trigger response, rate of fire, range, and accuracy. Like, I think, again, just not KW, Krytac just needs to step it up.
Step it up, get with the times. Again, this is not knocking on Krytac as a brand as overall, because again, they've done a good job with their guns. They just, the minute that they start like launching like their new lineup, updated stuff, then I'm gonna go ahead and look at it with open arms, right? I'm gonna take no bias going into it. I want to see exactly what you're getting, right, and give it an honest review.
It's funny how many people think we are like paid by a specific brand.
Bro, I wish I was.
I wish I was getting that type of money. The heck? We push whatever we believe in.
Yeah.
It's literally like whatever you see us push on social media, it's literally guns that we really, really like.
You ever notice, like, okay, here's a tip. Like, if we ever do like social media on one gun, right, just when it first comes out, if we don't really push it too much after that, there's kind of a reason for it. I'm not gonna give specific examples, but like, I'm sure you guys can figure it out.
Yeah, of course. You guys know we're a business at the end of the day, and we want to give everyone the opportunity to show their new products, whatever it be. They took the time and money and invested into that product to release it for everyone to get. We should honor that as a whole, because it takes a lot of money to create a brand new airsoft gun.
Oh yeah,
it takes a lot of money, and we want to give them their highlight, and we highlight the products for what they are, all of their features, and we let you guys decide if it's worth it or not. And if it happens to so be not worth it, that it is what it is. We're gonna focus on guns that we still like. Now, it has happened, like where a gun has come out that we were kind of sleeping on, and then it turned out to be a huge hit.
Oh yeah,
like in real firearms, for instance, the Sand Viper and the Pit Viper. John Wick 3 or John Wick 4 came out. And like it gained a lot of popularity from that. Me personally, I was like, okay, that's cool, right?
But still skeptical.
I was still skeptical. Like I already enjoyed the Combat Master. Is the Pit Viper or Sand Viper gonna be that much worth it? And then actually getting it in hands, getting to play with it, seeing the build quality, the finish, it's like, okay, yeah, this is worth it.
It's one of those cases where all the stars align. It wasn't a simple cash grab to like, okay, John Wick 4 came out, let's capitalize on this, right? And just build like a shitty replica, right? Not throwing any names out there, right? But you know who you are.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. You know who you are. And if you're the store that pushes that shit, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I know you. I know you. I see you.
I see you. Yeah, that's hilarious.
All right, but next question, right? Because we answered that one.
Okay.
Next question. I get this one very often, constantly, which I don't mind, but still, what's the best accessory or accessories for insert gun here?
Yeah, I get that too. Accessories is like clothes.
It depends, bro.
It depends. What's the occasion? What's the style? Is it business casual or are we going tactical, my boy? I
love that
joke. It all depends on your personal play style, what you like. Obviously, there are going to be some, there are categories of accessories that are just universal that'll add to your performance or to your liking. Like if I say a vertical grip, yes, that's gonna help. That's gonna make the gun easier to hold. But vertical grip could also be like a hand stop or an angled grip. That varies on your personal preference.
It's its own rabbit hole.
Yeah. If I say an optic, Yeah, an optic can help you aim better. What kind of optic though? Are we talking about a reflex sight? Are we talking about a red dot? Are we talking about a magnified scope?
Some type of short dot.
So yeah, some type of short dot. Anywhere in between that, it'll all vary on what you're trying to do specifically. I follow this fundamentals like philosophy when I build my airsoft guns, where I like to have all of these on my airsoft gun. Some type of foregrip situation, whether it be hand stop, vertical grip, angle grip, something like that up front, some type of optic, and a flashlight. I think these are the three accessories that airsoft guns can definitely benefit from in terms of usability and application, especially a flashlight. I think a flashlight, even though it's like really cool and tactical, the thought process of using a flashlight kind of gets overlooked. Because you could use it as a blinding tool, as a weapon to give you an edge, but it's also good for navigating, looking around dark areas, trying to find something of that nature. I said, again, a vertical grip can help you hold the gun more stably and get more accurate shots, and an optic obviously will help increase your accuracy as well.
No, I would 100% agree to that. Or actually, I should say I've about 75% agree to that, or what's the 66 point. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like the third. I 2/3 agree with that.
Okay. Why?
Flashlight. Because I play a lot of outdoors, and like a lot of times most of the games are held during the day.
Oh, that's
so
true.
Flashlight, like for me, I would say like yes, optic, yes, foregrip, and I would say a sling. I would say a sling more than anything, just because it makes it a little more convenient.
We did a live stream about this.
Yeah.
I slept on the sling just now. Sling is definitely a recommendation. As an accessory also, and tactical gear. So yeah, that.
Yeah, right? Like it ultimately depends though, really, at the end of the day. Because you're right, like you could be playing at an indoor environment where the game modes aren't very long and a sling is unnecessary. But again, it's this whole rabbit hole where you can go like on and on and on about very specific situations, about what accessories are going to work best in your, or what that we recommend.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, another factor of this is also how it looks too, right? Some airsoft guns, I'll be honest, they look better than others. Some just look really ugly. Yep. That's just a fact, right? And so maybe you're looking for help trying to find accessories that will help complement its looks. You know, what little is there. Trying to
the
make
fact that he said some airsoft guns are ugly is hilarious.
They are though.
That's amazing.
I did a whole video on our main YouTube channel. Make sure you go out and check out the video. Top 5 ugliest airsoft guns.
Yeah.
I actually was really proud of that one.
That's solid.
Because it's true. I've been wanting to say that about those guns.
That, you know what? It's valid.
Right, but again, like if you were looking for something to make your gun look a little bit cooler, then yeah, accessories are one way to go in terms of just, I'm picking it solely for aesthetic reasons, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. That's totally fine, right? But again, it's kind of hard to give out like advice on what's the best because again, really depends on what your expectations are, what your needs, and what you're trying to achieve with the airsoft gun as well, right? I think that's, in a nutshell, answers that one. All right, next one. This one I do get from time to time. Not as often, but still I will get it in some way, shape, or fashion. Why is airsoft so expensive?
Inflation. Thank you for coming to the TED Talk. I appreciate you guys. All right.
Just leave.
All right, let's go. As time goes on, technology improves. Parts are developed, and unfortunately, the cost of living and materials and labor increase. So, as of right now, filming of this video, October 2023. Honestly, I wouldn't even say airsoft is really that expensive. If you know what you're looking for, if you do some proper research, you can get started in airsoft with everything that you need to hit the field for under $200. Now, so expensive is subjective. $200 is expensive.
Yeah.
Like if I were to spend $200 on food, that's expensive, especially if it's like one meal. That was an expensive meal. But if I'm spending like $200 on a car, that's cheap. That's extremely cheap, right?
It might cost a bit of money, but it's also like how much you get in return for that, right?
Yeah.
Again, being able to get an airsoft gun and everything you need for under $200, at least the basics, what you need under $200, is a steal. It 100% is a steal, and I want people to like realize that. Because again, you're still getting a good quality airsoft gun and everything you need to get out onto the field and start playing for under $200. And it's not like you're spending it every single time either. You're spending it once, and that's about it. The only thing you're going to be
and that's about it.
And the only thing you're going to need after that is going to be BBs, right? And just consumables, just to keep you playing.
Yeah.
But that's literally it, right? You've already made the investment.
Yep. So there are a few more questions here, but we do got to cut this podcast a little short. So if you guys want us to answer more of your frequently asked questions, make sure you put it in the comments below, and we can do a part 2.
Yeah, absolutely, we want to do a part 2.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to have a consolidated area for all of your guys' questions. So let us know in the comments below some questions that you guys have, and we will write them down and do it for the next podcast or a following podcast. Take advantage of all the promos we got going on at airsoftgi.com. Make sure you pre-order or pick up the MGC4 if it's in stock. Again, the new limited edition colors are on pre-order right now, and we'll get you an entry into the next Shopping Spree giveaway.
Not only that, we also have tickets available for BB Wars Air and Revival happening October 21st at SC Village. Make sure that you pick up your tickets now while you can, whether if you're fighting for the Rebels or the Empire.
That's right, baby.
The winning team, right? Make sure you pick up your tickets. Tickets are $50 right now. That's an automatic entry into the Shopping Spree giveaway as well. Don't miss out because walk-ons are not going to be allowed.
That's right, guys. But other than that, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys so damn much. My name is Cisco.
My name is Isaiah.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Take it easy, guys.
Peace, y'all.